Good morning, friends and family, and welcome back to The Way Outdoors. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. It is about 10:15 in the morning. I am here at the Wildwood Trailhead, and I'm going to be hiking up into the Colorado National Monument. So that is looking back towards the parking lot and the Grand Valley out here in western Colorado. That is the Grand Mesa in the distance, over 11,000 feet and 300 lakes. And this is looking towards the Liberty Cap hike. I'll be going behind that gray slab, and the Liberty Cap is that little knob on the top left. This is all the Colorado National Monument. Pretty beautiful, and right in my backyard. Alright, so the parking lot's down there already. Kind of just walk through these little scrub brush meadows, little wildflowers, but the first step to the hike is going up and behind this big slab. Then you kind of gain up the rest of that steep green hill to the base of this next rock layer. So this is what the trail looks like, coming up kind of the steeper stuff, but they did a good job on the trail. Kind of a giant staircase, but you do go up pretty steep. So this is the decision point. If I go right, it takes you up these cliffs and up on top to the Liberty Cap, which is a really cool rock feature. And then from there I can get up onto the higher plateau and basically go 6 miles all the way to the upper road in the monument. There's a cool turnoff up there called Otto's bathtub. There's a feature where it's like a slick rock bowl and it fills with water sometimes and you can kind of soak in it. It's pretty cool. Or I can head over my shoulder here and stay on this middle layer and ultimately go up through a canyon called Ute Canyon. It does the same thing at the end, goes up really steep switchbacks to the upper road. Alright, so I changed my mind. I'm gonna actually head this way, go up to Liberty Cap and up onto the upper shelf and head towards Otto's bathtub. Just feel like I haven't been up there in a while. It is really exposed, but also I don't think Ute Canyon would have water. It's really beautiful in the spring when there's water. Cottonwoods are down there, flowers, but I'm gonna head up Liberty Cap, spend a little bit, and the views from the top are incredible. Let's get going. Up Liberty Cap. Pretty cool rock overhang here. So we're a little more than halfway up. There's a view looking at Grand Junction, western Colorado. Summer's on its way already. I think we missed spring. So it might be a little windy, but you can see all the way back down to the parking lot. There's the parking lot, front and center. Came all along that trail, all up behind this rock, down onto that upper shelf right down there, and then we made it all the way up here, almost to the top. The cap is just up there. So this is one of the last steep parts. Just gonna kind of shuffle up through this. And that's the Liberty Cap, one of the oldest pieces of rock in this entire formation. So there's the Liberty Cap up on top here. So my route is actually going to continue straight ahead around this rock and then up top onto a whole upper plateau where I can look off into canyons. So it'll be pretty sweet. These Alani cookies and cream protein shakes are pretty good. So that's where I came from. That's looking back over at the cap. Got some people exploring down here. So that is Ute Canyon down there. It's where I was gonna go. I think I'm gonna wait a couple weeks until they get some more rain. That's Ute Canyon. It's beautiful. So this is looking up the final push to get on top of the kind of mesa plateau. You can see there's switchbacks with some rock walls. So you just zigzag up that. Alright, it's been a good hike so far. I'm pretty much done with the majority of the elevation gain. So now that I'm up top, I'm just going to be walking along the plateau and be able to look down into the canyons off to the side, which is really cool. It's going to be pretty exposed, but I got plenty of water. Started with 3 liters and a Gatorade Glacier Freeze, always a good choice. I got plenty of snacks and even my long sleeve if I need to cover up. Just trying to get some sun, get a base going for the spring and summer. But again, I might have mentioned earlier, there's a turnoff to a feature called Otto's Bathtub. So John Otto was a guy who explored a lot of this area, and many of the trails are named after him. So this Otto's Bathtub was just a pothole in sandstone that fills with water, and you can kind of jump in and hang out in it occasionally if it's full, but it's been very dry, so I doubt there's anything. So that being said, can walk another about 4 or 5 miles all the way to the upper road. But I think I'm just going to go to the Otto's Bathtub turnoff and head that way. There's really cool rock features up there, and you have views into the actual Independence Monument Canyon, which is really awesome. That's probably, I'd say that's maybe about 3 miles each way from here. So I'm gonna go knock that out, but it's a beautiful spring day and it's nice to get out so close to home too. Very peaceful. That's looking back the way we came. You can actually see some of the Uncompahgre Wilderness peaks very slightly. I think I see Uncompahgre or Wetterhorn, but this is Ute Canyon. So if I were to do that hike, I would have continued way down this canyon up there. You would have turned left and kept going that way. This slick rock's really cool. It's like a moonscape. So I've been cruising along for almost an hour up here. Gotta take the shade when you can get it, but again, the trail's pretty straightforward. You're just kind of walking through these junipers, pines. I love plucking off the stems and breaking them in your hand, and you smell them. Pine and juniper up here. It's beautiful. Got this red dirt trail, single track. Very cool. Since Liberty Cap, I've yet to see anybody up here. I'm sure I will though, but I should get to that Otto's bathtub turnoff in a little bit here. Otto's tub is kind of along this red cliff down in one of those little kind of cut-ins. Can't really tell from here, but I'll be heading over there. So that's the way I came. This place up here is really cool. It's like a skate park. So you walk along kind of this fin, and the bathtub's off down to the left. You can see Grand Junction way down there. I'm gonna take a little detour right down there. Hard to see that dark overhang, but it's like a little grotto. Check this out. Someone had a fire at some point. Right under here. Get some ash. Very cool place though. It's just a little bowl. There's the arch looking out. So I have reached Otto's tub, way down in there. Can't really see, but there's dirt. This would be filled with water sometimes. Getting real close here. You can see, and specifically right down there. So there are some little steps carved in right by my shadow. Hey, Mr. Shadow! Jamal Green, Mr. Shadow. So there's some steps carved in right here. You would get in and drop in. Here's coming around the tub. Might be able to see it a little better now. As you can see, this would sometimes be filled with water, but mainly that deep pool. We'll go to this side and take a look. So it looks steep, but you can just go along this little shelf and then you climb down into there. So I have never actually been here when it has been enough water to go in. All right, so Otto's bathtub down there. This is pretty much the destination. I think I'm going to turn around now, but I came from over there, and then I'm going to hook back left. The full hike does take you up along this rim, all the way up almost to those radio towers. So there's a road that goes all along the Colorado National Monument, and I'm not going to do that hike. I'm just going to go back the way I came, back to Liberty Cap, and then down. In the middle of this landscape, in a tiny pothole, this tree is trying to grow. He's trying. Good luck, Mr. Tree. Hopefully you'll be bigger next year. I'll come check on you. Alright, I'm gonna take a break in the shade here. Got this cherry slush Alani. Cherry slush. Got a nice breeze coming in. We got some almonds. Got to give a shout out to Chris Bach. Last couple of backpacking trips he's brought almonds, smokehouse, barbecue, honey roasted. I get trail mix, but I think almonds might be the best. Definitely for a nutrition profile. Can you drink this energy drink? Eat these almonds. I think it's probably about 3.5 miles back to the trailhead. Should be back in about 2 hours. These salty, savory snacks have been hitting lately. I just brought a big bag of Chex Mix on our most recent trip. That was actually last week, the Halls Creek Narrows trip. Crazy to think a week ago we were hiking out at this time and headed to Stan's Burgers. That's a good burger.
12 of these bad boys.
All right. I love this little meadow. It's strange how immediate the rock color changes right here. And now we are red. Gray and then red. One last shot from the top. Heading back down that. And that's looking up the final push to get up on top. A lot of switchbacks. Always a good sign. Made it back to the split. 1 mile back to the trailhead that way. Again, I do plan to come back and go left to where it says Ute Canyon Trail. So the start of Ute Canyon is 0.2, and then you go up there. Again, it's a deep one. You go up maybe 4 or 5 miles. It's a really cool hike. Heading down this steep, loose stuff. Gonna get down there and then cut along down by this rock and out. Alright, basically down the steep stuff, so I came from all the way up top there, on the highest level and even higher. Came down that, pretty steep. Alright, I've made it back to the car. It's about 4:15, and overall that was a great hike. I think round trip it's probably about 10 miles. A great mid-March hike. Real toasty today, got some sun. Much needed. Had that delicious Alani cherry slush, some snacks, almonds, and it was great. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.